Well, blissful evening, you guys. I'm over here trying to fix my shirt because it's my sleeping shirt, and I done stretched out the collar, but empty ways. I wanted to come share with you guys. So, for those who know, they know that I am homeschooling. I cannot with this. I know I'm just sleeping in it, but not recording. Ugh. Please stop. Okay. Anyways, so like I said, those who know, they know that I'm homeschooling my kids on top of working full time. Now, I am a single parent and I thought that this was impossible, but I kept reading and I kept reading and I kept reading and I kept reading. You can never get enough of reading. So I even went to Reddit to see, yep. And I don't use Reddit for anything. I think that was the first time I used Reddit was to find out how were others making this work? Were other single parents making this work? Were full-time working parents making this work? And they were, and how they all stated that you had to find a schedule that worked for you, that if your kids are transitioning from public school to homeschool, it's going to be a tough transition because they have to get that mentality out of their head that they're learning something for like 20 minutes and then rushing to go to the next one, because now they have to understand they actually have time to focus on a topic as long as they need to work at their own pace, and they're not competing or racing with anyone else, that they're not going to be working for 7 to 8 hours a day, that they don't have to just sit still in a chair for 7 to 8 hours a day, that they don't have to be quiet all the time, that they can actually express themselves, be their own individual self. So they weren't playing. It really was. It really was a tough transition, to the point that I told my kids probably like double digit number of times, I'm going to put you guys back in public school, because I was tired. They were annoyed. Then they were tired. And we just kept changing things like every other week, trying to get something figured out. And finally, I sat back and I was like, let me just let things flow and then see how it goes. And once I did that, this weight came up off my shoulders and things started to feel better. Things started to go better. That my kids like, look, mom, I started knocking out my work. That like now I got this routine. I come home while I'm making dinner. They read their chapters out loud to me. The girls are, so here's my kids' ages for those who don't know. My son is 11 and my daughters are 9 and 7. So Ryan and Dylan, my daughters, they are in second and third grade. But I have them reading chapter books and they're reading the same chapter book, and I have them popcorn read out loud while I'm cooking dinner. But even then, most times they'll help me cook that dinner as well. So if the one's not reading, they're still following along, but they might help with like maybe chopping up some veggies or whatever, or seasoning it, mixing it, whatever the case may be. Because I also bought them their own little cooking kit. So, they get their gloves so they don't get cut, but then they got the child safety knives and cutting boards. They got everything that they need. So, like, we're really having fun with homeschooling, because they're not just there to learn math, science, social studies, language arts, reading, whatever. We're learning that too, but they're doing home skills. They're learning more about responsibility, to hold themselves accountable, how to be kind, how to be empathetic, how to listen, to hear, to and to listen with intention, and not listen to speak. We're working on all of these skills, and it's just amazing because I get to see how their little minds work. And it's just like, I already know how my kids learn and I already know like how they operate, but now I get to fully see how they operate, and then seeing how their bond with each other has strengthened, and then the bond between the four of us has strengthened, that we have so much fun by ourselves that sometimes I forget that as other people outside of us, that we should maybe go socialize. But I'm not saying like we're sheltered. We definitely go places. If I don't post it all because I don't feel like you need to post your whole life, but we go places. That's the one thing I could say that we've done before I decided to homeschool. Well, officially, because I've always wanted to homeschool. And even after, we go to every free event and affordable events. And I've already considered, because we like traveling out of the state, but we haven't in a while, that we'll take some weekend trips that we can still utilize educationally. So we'll cut out a part of the day where this is for educational purposes. And then now we can go have fun like we're on a family vacation or whatever. There's so many things that you can do, that you can gear things towards your schedule that fits you and your family. No one homeschooling curriculum looks the exact same. There are a lot of people that go from homeschooling to online schooling, and I did try to implement a little bit of that, and baby, did not like it, because the one thing that I want to do is get my kids away from too much screen time, because I noticed, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but with my son, I noticed that it started making him more angry, and he would rage out because of the games that he was playing, which was literally Roblox and Fortnite. But he would rage out at people. And then when I started monitoring his screen time and taking it away more and making him earn it, well, now he's enjoying reading again. Really enjoying it. Like, when he sits and he reads out loud, like, not only does he take what he's reading and decide to tell me little jokes, which is so funny because my kids are just as corny as I am, but he also changes his voice for his characters while he's reading. So then I'm like, there's his imagination coming back into play. My son's 11, and there's other 11-year-olds who don't play the way that he plays. My son is still play with his toys. I love that. He's still a kid. While there's other 11-year-olds who act like they too grown and all they want to do is be on their phone and talk crap. And yeah, no. I don't have that. My 11-year-old is still an 11-year-old. He is still a child, and he acts like such. I love it. So I know homeschooling is probably not for everyone, but if you are considering it, I say do the research. Don't think too hard about it. It's not well, I didn't finish school, so I can't do it, or learn together. Like, what? Learn together. Ooh, my neck look like learn together. We implement our yoga, meditation. We do a lot of music. My kids want to learn how to play an instrument. I don't know how to play one. I taught myself how to play the guitar, but I only knew how to play D, E, F, and you can get like 150 songs out of the strings D, E, F. But then, I don't have an acoustic guitar anymore, so I don't know if I still know how to play. I've always wanted to do the keyboard. I was like, we can learn this stuff together. Joining a run club soon, which I'm super excited about. The kids want to run with me. I'm like, heck yeah. Like, we're getting involved with a lot more stuff as a family. Then they decided they wanted to be more giving. We, like I shared on my page, we ended up having that interaction with the older gentleman, but it's not the first time we've had it. But my kids, like, if they could, they would give everything just to make someone else happy. But I have to remind them, we can't give everyone everything, because then we don't have anything. We still have to make sure that we're good at the end of the day. But like, they're in such a giving energy that I want to embrace it. And I don't want them to feel like that they shouldn't be good to people just because other people aren't good to us back. But I am teaching them to be mindful. So it's just like things that they're not going to get to learn at school, where people play favorites or don't have time to hear you, or they can't do certain things and say certain things, or just whatever the case may be. I was at the school for a year, so I know a lot of the ins and outs, the things that happen that, yeah. So I get it. So homeschooling, they don't have to go through all those same things. I will listen to you, but I'm also going to let you know, baby, you being a little extra right now. And I do understand that you just wanted to express yourself. And that's fine. Are you over it? Is it done? Did you get it out? How do you feel now? Like, we can really sit there and have these conversations. We can laugh at each other, showing them how to build a thicker skin, because we crack jokes on each other. Like, baby, if you gonna dish it, you got to be able to take it. Like, we literally have built a whole new bond, and I love it. Their art, oh my gosh, to see how creative they are without someone telling them this is how you have to do it. And no. Be free to express your full self. And I love it. How they encourage each other and help each other with reading. Like, if one's stumbling on a word, then they come along. And if I'm cooking and I can't see the book, then my son comes along and he helps the girls. Like, it's a group effort. And I just can't stress enough how much I love it. And I just really wanted to come update people because I see a lot of people have this negative connotation attached to homeschooling, thinking that we shelter our kids and that then they're going to grow up to be socially awkward. Baby, do you know how many people who are in public school who are socially awkward? Do you know how many people who are in public schools who are causing mass shootings or doing bomb threats or anything like that? Have you ever heard anything like that about anyone who's been homeschooled? No. The most I've ever heard about homeschool is typically, and statistics show, they are more emotionally intelligent. Yes. They typically graduate quicker, have a higher GPA, and most colleges prefer a homeschool student as opposed to a public school or private school student. I did my research, baby. I hope y'all do y'all's. That's it. I just wanted to share. Y'all have a wonderful night. If you got other questions and want to know more about our journey, I will be sharing. It won't always be this long, but thank you. Bye.